time has come to talk about MK1. Now, in my previous video, I mentioned that I was going to talk more about MK1, talk about what I thought of the game since the stress test has come out. People got their hands on it. I've watched tons of video on people playing the game, stress testing it. Even my homeboy, shoutouts to Grayson, the cat played it. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but he played it. And so he gave me his thoughts on the game. And overall, I just want to talk about this game. But in particular, I want to talk about the story. I know a lot of people give NetherRealm shit for, let's just say, their animations, and their combat, and whatnot. But for me, one of the things that NetherRealm is the best in the business at is single player content. They are the kings at this shit. And I think for me, one of the things I love about their games is their story mode. That's the first thing I always go to is their story mode because it's really compelling, really good. And so I'm looking forward to playing the story mode, even though, I know there's going to be some questionable things in the story mode. But I'm not going to be like some particular YouTubers. I'm not going to throw some shade. I'm not going to be like a particular YouTube. I'm not going to bitch and complain about it. I'm just going to take it how it is. I'm going to try and enjoy it. But before we talk about the characters, because these are the characters that we have so far that has been announced or we have seen slight gameplay for, I'm going to talk about my general overarching thoughts on the game. So, I personally believe MK1, from a distance, looks just like MK11.5. I think when you watch it originally, it just looks like that. However, when you add in the cameo fighters, and you actually get it in the hands of people who know how to play it, this game is fucking sick. Like, this already is better than MK11, because one of my biggest gripes with MK11 was that it was too much of a footsie-based game. I didn't like that, and I did not like how they handled the variation system. I thought that was fucking horrible. They took one of the coolest things I loved about MKX and made it even worse in MK11. So to have it be completely gone and now in service for cameos, I think is really cool. But I have a little theory is that I believe MK1 was originally supposed to be Injustice 3. Now, I say this because they're taking a lot of elements, including the cameo system, feels like something straight out of a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And I feel like this game was originally designed as Injustice 3, but due to the whole Warner Brothers buyout, which they got bought out by Discovery, they had to backpedal because at that time, they didn't know if they were going to have the rights for the DC characters. And that created a whole bunch of nonsense. And I think that's the reason why now we're only like 2 months away from this game getting revealed. This game should have been revealed long before, but now it's coming out literally 2 months. So we only got 2 months to prepare for this game. And so I don't know how they're going to do it, but I know sometime at the time of this recording, sometimes this week or already, they already has said they're going to be doing a Kombat cast. That's always been cool because they get to break down the characters, but who knows? For right now, I just think the game looks swell. I do have plenty of questions, however. Will there be gear system or will there be costumes? Will there be the 3D era characters be coming back? I hope so. I think there's a lot of room to grow with those characters, so I hope they come back. And more important, I've only seen people play with two different cameo fighters, Sona and Kana. I've seen a little bit of people play with Jax, but those were the main two. So I'm hoping that the cameo will be unique and cool. But so far, I've seen a lot of people do crazy combos extension with those characters, and I really am enjoying what I'm seeing. This is a combo heavy game. Thank you, Lord. I can't believe I'm praising the game for that. So that's why I'm already saying this is better than MK11, because no fun was allowed in MK11. So to see it here is really fun. It's really dope. I'm really feeling what I'm watching as a spectator. This is a spectator's opinion. What I'm seeing, it looks cool. My only gripe I've seen, and I agree with a lot of people's consensus over it, the game moves fucking slow. I'm not saying we're gonna do a run. We needed to add a run button, but I need these motherfuckers to be wave dashing or doing something. Like, this shit is like kind of lame. Like, these guys move too slow, and I appreciate that. I feel like they're trying to tackle the issue that they've always had in the MK games, is that, you know, people say like, oh, we have wonky animations. Now I felt like the animations for this game at least looked very fluid, but they're too fucking slow. Let's speed some of this animation up. Let's speed some of this shit up. Like, I get it. You're trying to make it look flashy. You're trying to make it look cool. The grabs, I know my homeboy Grayson talked about it. He was like, the grabs are too much. Which I completely agree. After watching it, I was watching even more matches after when he said that. At first I was like, that's not a problem. But after seeing more matches, some of the grab animations are a little bit too long. So they gotta clean that up. And again, they just gotta focus on making the game run foul. Like, characters gotta be moving a little bit faster, alright? I know this shit is supposed to be coming out on the Switch. I don't know how the fuck that shit's gonna work out. But we gotta work on the speed. Alright? So, get on it, Ed Boon. Because this game's looking pretty fucking good. Like, but let's get on it. Let's get on this shit. Now let's talk about the characters. So, altogether, there are 9 total characters that have been announced so far, with more on the way, according to Ed Boon. But as of right now, these are the origins that we have so far for these characters, their bios. And what I'm going to do is go through each one of them from my favorite to my least favorite and give a brief summary. We're not going to read all of this shit because it's going to take me too long and I just don't have time for that. So we're just going to go from my favorite to my least. So starting off, you would have thought that I would start off with my boy Kung Lao, since he is my favorite MK character. Or it will start off with my boy Sub-Zero, since he is my favorite of the ninjas. But we're going to do something a little different, motherfuckers. We're going to actually do a character that I never thought would actually get my attention and would be my favorite. I was actually surprised about this character. The character that I'm going to refer, giving a round of applause to Mileena. That's right, Mileena. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right. Yes, you were beating your sister. Come on down. Come on down. You can skip, hop, whatever the hell you do, roll up in the ball like Sonic. Get your ass down. And let's talk about Mileena. So, Mileena. We're going to just summarize this shit. Basically, Mileena is the heir to Outworld because she is the oldest of twin sister of Katana. And Mileena is very impulsive. So, a lot of people ain't fucking with Mileena. Right? They ain't riding for our girl. Alright? They don't claim her like the Mileena stands be claimed. Alright? They don't want her on the throne. They actually prefer Katana to be on the throne. The thing that makes Mileena interesting, that I found interesting in here, is that she has a horrible secret. Is that she's infected with a Dakatan disease. And if found out, it would threaten her chances to be on the throne. So already, I think Mileena is interesting for a few different reasons. Number one, she's the oldest sister. Usually in normal MK, she's the clone of Katana. But in this, her being the sister is way more cooler. Her being oldest is a bold move, because usually it's Katana and then Mileena. And having her be the oldest is kind of cool, kind of interesting, and I actually like that a lot. Usually, it's the oldest. The oldest is usually supposed to be the wise one. The more like subdued, while the younger sister is supposed to be the wild one. I like that twist. But one of the things that most has me interested about Mileena and why this is kind of like a big deal, why I'm so gravitating towards this character, is the cotton disease. Now, I have a few fucking questions. I have big questions. Is the cottons not a race anymore? Are they now an infection? So if you get, I'm assuming that if you get bit by the cotton, you get their teeth and the way how they and look like them. Is that what they're going for, or is it something like an airborne disease where if you're in like a particular area, if you're in their fucking bathroom and they're taking a shit, like you'll whiff and smell their shit and you'll just turn into a dichotin? Like, is that what they're trying to say with this shit? Like, I'm trying to figure the fuck out. Like, that's interesting. It makes me interesting because I was wondering, and now that she's the sister, an actual, like, legitimate twin sister of Katana, how the fuck is she gonna get her teeth? So they kind of answer in a cool way here. So I want to know, what does that mean for Baraka? Is Baraka like a disease carrier or what? Like, what does this mean for Baraka's people and Baraka? Is Baraka even in the game? Is he gonna be a cameo fighter or an actual playable character, or both? Because we see in one gameplay that Kung Lao is a playable character and a cameo fighter. So we'll see. I really like what they're doing with here. I really makes me want to go play Mileena. So shout outs to them for this one. Now we gonna move on to my boy Fire God Liu Kang. Liu Kang. I can't believe Liu Kang is high on my list, but ever since MK11, I thought the coolest shit that they did was make Liu Kang Fire God. Make him God. But that was teased in his arcade ending in Mortal Kombat 9, and to actually circle back to that and finally give us what we wanted, what I've been asking for, is that, hey, you gotta have him be the main character again. And they said, nah, we're not gonna just make him a main character. We're gonna make him the character. And he's even on the fucking box cover of this game. Makes my dick hard. Now, Liu Kang, he decided, oh, I'm gonna reset the whole fucking universe and I'm gonna make a peaceful era and everybody's gonna get a chance to fucking live peaceful and happy lives, and oh my god, everything is great, but a new threat is coming, and this threat is not only can destroy Earthrealm, but reality itself. So my question is, what the fuck is Liu Kang up against? Now, a lot of people saying Onaga from Mortal Kombat Deception. I'm gonna throw a bone and also say Blaze, because if I'm not mistaken, Blaze from Armageddon is also a reality entity that can destroy everything. So it would be very curious to see if that's the case. Now, me personally, I kind of hope it's Onaga, because Onaga was that fucking G. Like I remember that fucking opening for Mortal Kombat Deception. It was Raiden, Quan Chi, and Shang Tsung tag teaming this motherfucker, and he just took a blast, and he's like, oh, pathetic, and walk up on them and bitch slap them all. So I hope it's him, but yeah, me personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what my boy Liu Kang is going to do. And it's going to be also interesting to see him interact with characters he's interacted before, but now has to guide them, like be the mentor. I think that's really cool, really fascinating, and we'll see how that goes. But let's talk about his honey boo boo. His honey boo boo, Princess of Outworld, Katana, third place. It's okay, baby girl. Not everybody can be first place. But Katana, I love her already. I love that this Katana is like, my only shit I need to do is make sure my sister is fucking happy and is prepared to be the ruler of Outworld. And she's just trying to be a loving sister. And even when people was like, oh, you should be the head of Outworld, she's like, nah, I don't give a fuck. And the cool thing is that she knows Mileena's secret, but she's not trying to reveal it, or at least to my knowledge, or at least to this. Something's gonna happen that's gonna cause a drift between them, but she's trying her best to make sure her sister is safe. I love this energy. I love this attitude. I always thought Mileena, I was always waiting for that moment where Mileena and Katana make up and actually be fucking sisters. So to actually have Katana be that person is really sweet. I love this idea. I do have one question. Because it says in here that she's preparing Mileena to be Outworld's ruler one day. So my question is Sindel still ruler? And if so, is Sindel playable or it's a cameo fighter? And if so, what type of Sindel are we talking about here? Are we gonna get fucking cuckoo bitch ass fucking MK11 Shao Kahn Meat Rider fucking Sindel? Or are we actually getting Sindel, the Sindel I fucking love and cherish ever since the Sept Sindel, where she's actually a good person, even though she looks like she's a Frankenstein monster and she look like she will fucking rip your throat out at any second. She's actually a kind and fair person. Like, that's the shit I want to see. I don't want to see no more of this fucking evil bullshit Sindel. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Moving on, we're gonna kind of wrap these two up together. Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But I'm gonna put the point up for Sub-Zero. Scorpion, I mean. Scorpion, he's a member of the Lin Kuei Warriors, brother of Sub-Zero in this game. So that is interesting. And we already got confirmation that Sub-Zero in this game is not only Grandmaster, but this is beyond Sub-Zero. So that's the first Sub-Zero that Scorpion fought and killed in the tournament. So, and Sub-Zero is kind of like the Lin Kuei has been defenders of Earthrealm for years. There's no threats. So now it's time for new change. Now that I'm leader, we're changing shit up. Everybody's gotta fucking wear blue. I don't give a fuck if your favorite color is red, orange, yellow, whatever. You're wearing all blue. Hold up in this bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't want no heaters in this bitch, in this temple. It's fucking blistery cold. I don't want no women all sucking each other off. This is how we do it. No women allowed at the fucking Lin Kuei. So that's interesting. But for Scorpion, he's kind of conflicted. He's like, that way is not right. And so now this creates a new fight over the legacy over the Lin Kuei. Should the Lin Kuei evolve into something completely different, or should it stay traditional and still protect the generation of Earthrealm? And I think that's a really cool way to go about their relationship. That is something different, and that's something we've never seen before. I think by the end of this game, I think either A, Sub-Zero is going to become, Scorpion is going to become the new Lin Kuei Grandmaster. Something's going to happen to Bihan, because this is confirmed to be Bihan. And either that or Bihan is stay Grandmaster, but Scorpion's going to go off and make the Shira Ryu, which is the counter to the Lin Kuei. Now, my question is this Kai Yang? So Kai Yang was the second Sub-Zero after Bihan, for those that don't know. So my question is this Hanzo Asashi the original Sub-Zero, or Scorpion, or is this Kai Yang? If this is Kai Yang, this would be fucking dope, because in the reboot timeline in Mortal Kombat X, they kind of settled their beef. So it would be dope, but then you bring in the question, what the fuck happened to Hanzo Asashi if we do that route? So I don't know. It could be interesting. Again, the tagline for this game is in your blood. So no matter what, I think if this is Hanzo, this friendship is gonna go, this whole brotherhood shit is gonna go sour real quick. If it's Kai Yang, I think there's gonna be huge tension between them that could split them apart, but they're still on cool footing. But they're not like close anymore. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, these two are really interesting. But I gotta give it up to Scorpion, because there's so much mystery on Scorpion. As of this moment, we don't know. And then Kenshi, my boy Kenshi. Kenshi family, his family was one of the most honorable families, the best, baddest fucking warrior. And they were well respected until they lost everything, and they even lost their house relic, or their relic, the sword. And his family started working with the predecessors to the Yakuzas. And over the decades, they've been doing that. They've been working for the Yakuzas, or not Yakuzas. So now Kenshi is next in line, and he's like, yo, I don't want this to be my legacy. I don't want this to be the legacy that my family had. It's time to restore what they were before. And I think that's a cool way to go against Kenshi. Make him care about his legacy of his family. I'm not huge into Kenshi, but after seeing Sonic Fox pull off some combos with him on the stress test, and just overall, just really enjoying this look. I love that he has tattoos. I did hear one of his interactions with Katana, and Katana was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't imagine you lose if I have lost my eye. And Kenshi's like, woman, shut the fuck up, alright? Don't give me no pity, alright? You come throw hands, not cry, alright? Fuck this look like. So I think Kenshi is really, really interesting. Only because he worked for the fucking Yakuza. He's a Yakuza enforcer, so that's kind of cool. Or the predecessor to the Yakuza. So this should be interesting. And I also like his outfit. So good on Kenshi, man. I wish we had gotten Takeda. I actually was more interested in Takeda, but whatever. Raiden. He's a stickler. He's basically the Liu Kang of this new timeline. Loving, feel proper, looking ass motherfucker. Big peaceful until he is summoned by Liu Kang to basically champion of Earthrealm. And I love that. I kind of like that. Although I've never been a huge fan of Raiden, and I don't know how I feel about Raiden's always been the type of character who gives wisdom, or at least tries to give wisdom. This man sucks ass at his job at being an Earthrealm protector. So for me, I personally don't know how I feel about this change. But I do like the idea that he's taken up the new Liu Kang role. Earth protector, the reluctant hero who has to step up in order to save the world. I like that. That's a cool premise, and I hope to see. I wonder what they're gonna do with that. So we'll see. My boy Han Lao, Han Lao. Ah, Han Lao. I'm a little disappointed, just a slight disappointed, because I thought this was going to be the great Kung Lao that we've always heard legends about. But instead, it's just regular Kung Lao, the one we know and love. He's basically like, yo, life is great, but I ain't do shit. I'm not doing anything purposeful in my life. So I really need to change that. I want to change that. And now that you can summon him, he's like, oh boy, it's time for me to show off that I've always been this great warrior. So I don't know how I feel about that, and I'm worried because Kung Lao, I feel like, is a character you can easily write him as either too cocky or too peaceful. And I really, as much as I like cocky Kung Lao, I think we've reached this point where cocky Kung Lao is kind of lame. Because if he's going to be a cocky Kung Lao, why is he always getting his ass beat? Why is he always dying? You know, one thing, as much as I didn't like the MK movie, the newest one, I really like that interpretation of Kung Lao. I loved him as the mentor. I loved him as, like, chilled out fighter. And I hope in this game he's like that. I hope he's kind of like, I'm chill, like humbled as fuck Kung Lao. That's what I want. Because every time he tries to do cocky shit, he always gets his ass beat. So I'm tired of seeing my boy Kung Lao get shitted on. He's my favorite character, and I'm tired of just seeing him get shitted on. But it is what it is. Last but not least, Johnny Cage. Oh, Johnny Cage shit. I think this was I think he's the weakest because it's typical Johnny Cage. They didn't try to change it up by saying, oh, after being a failed martial artist, he went away to a Buddhist monk temple and learned martial arts. After that, that's how he learned his magical power moves that he's always had. But he's just using those moves to get fame and get money, kind of losing like what made him strive to actually all the lessons he's learned over when he went to that temple. Again, like, missed opportunity to really dive deep. Everyone got something cool about them. Johnny's just the same. So, I don't know. I'm just not impressed. And, yeah. This could have been better. His one could have been better. Overall, I will say, like I said before, everyone's characters are pretty much interesting. I still say Mileena's the standout. She's the most interesting to me. But also Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion are looking the most hot. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to playing the story mode. I think the story mode is going to be pretty good. Hopefully they won't fuck this up. Honestly, it can't be as bad as fucking MK. I want to say MKX story, although I don't even think MKX story is bad. I just think that if you didn't read the fucking comic book at the time, you wouldn't know what the fuck was going on in that book. But I mean, in that story mode, but it was still entertaining enough. I think that's their weakest story mode. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to just spending time into the story mode and seeing what's going on with these characters. Without further ado, that's going to take it to the end of the video. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what is the character you're most looking forward to playing and also most looking forward to seeing in the story mode. Make sure to post your comments. Do all this stuff that the algorithm lets you do. You already know what to do. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, signing off. Have a good one.